Hi everyone. Today we're going to be learning about lists in Python. So what is a list? A list is a collection which is ordered and changeable. And another cool feature of lists in Python is that they allow for duplicate members. So an example of a list in everyday life that we can use in this tutorial is a grocery list. You have a list of items. Sometimes you may take items off, you may add items, you may remove them. So let's use that and let's start coding a grocery list and use that to explain what a list is like in Python. So let's name it a list. Actually, we see that it's highlighted in blue. And when you see something highlighted in blue in Python, that means that it's a keyword the programming language has already set aside. So we can't use that. Instead, let's name it list1. Okay, so it's black, so now that means we can use it. And a list is contained in square brackets, and let's create a list of words. In that case, we have to put each word in quotation marks. So let's add 3 fruits in this list, and they're also comma separated. Fruit. Let's add grapes, and let's add a banana. So now if we want to print this list, we simply just put the list in a print statement. And if I run that, you'll see there's 3 items there: apple, grapes, and banana. Another cool thing you can do with lists is you can actually add numbers and words. So let's create a second list. So let's add a 1, then let's add an apple. Let's add grapes, and then let's also add another number. And if we try to print that, we would see that it also prints out, which means that Python allows for this to happen. So I've given you a basic overview of how to create a list in Python, but I'm sure there's other things we can do with lists. And this is a point in the tutorial where I'm going to introduce you to documentation. So let's look up Python 3.6 and let's look up lists and see if we can find any more methods that we can try out. I mean, I can turn it to 3.6, but I'm going to assume that there's not going to be that much of a difference with the methods. So here, so we have the list and we have these different methods that are bolded, and let's try one. So let's try the append one. It says that X representing the item you want to append, and it says it adds the item to the end of the list. So let's try to append an item to list 1. Append, let's append a grapefruit. And if we print that, it should show up. Yep, so grapefruit, as you can see, was added to the end of the list. And let's try another one. Actually, let's try insert. This looks really cool. So with insert, we will have to give it 2 parameters: I representing the position in the list or the index, which is why it started with I. And then we also have to add the element itself that we want to add to the list. So here, let's add a kiwi. And for the index, let's put it at the beginning of the list, and that would actually be represented by 0. So when we run this, kiwi should be added to the beginning of the list, which it was. Yay. So I hope this was a great introduction to lists. I introduced the concept of looking up documentation, so I hope that you go back and read through and see what other methods you could apply to your list. And yeah, so see you again next time.